Shalom Asharallah. Before you go into this lesson, we give all honor, all glory, and all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakwadash. Good double honor to the apostles and prophets and elders of GMS Camp, Betterman's Great Millstone, for they bring forth the 100% truth that are being currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, Tabernacle of David. I am Roberta Zaria coming to you this lesson. Now, I want to get this understanding clear because our adversaries have done many things against us, but one of the main things is that they would have taken our land. Now, let's go and understand who our adversaries is. And let's read down to get some context and some information, right? Psalm chapter 83 and verses 1, it says, Keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Right? And here it says, they have taken crafty counsels against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And we know one of the main ways of doing that is through the process of iconoclasm or iconoclast, which they would repaint images into their likenesses so that they could change the understanding as to who the Israelites are. Right? Let's not forget the Maccabees, where Alexander the Great won many strongholds, and then remember Jakes the wicked that decided to gain a license to go after the ways of the heathens, made a covenant with the heathens to be like them and to follow after their ways, thus becoming Gentile state of mind, which is now become a Gentile or a heathen. And within that, let's get a precept before you continue. We see I just want to prove all things that Scripture says. We see where let me get First Maccabees chapter 3 and verses 48, I believe. We see where it says what? And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So you see what they have done. They have taken the images and repainted to look like them, to try to make themselves to be the true men of Yahweh Shai, the Israelites, which we know that they are not, but are the synagogue of Satan according to the scriptures, roughly paraphrasing. So, you see, and this is what it is. This is their adversary. They are going to do whatever it takes in their mind, blood, and body to get this done. Right? And remember, their main aim and their main means is to completely eradicate or unalive us. But they have tried, yet they have failed. So the another option is to remove the power, to remove us from our power by means of what? Transgressions. This is why they push, even in the Maccabees, for us to turn away from our ways and laws and customs and follow after the customs of the heathen, doing all manner of wickedness, being uncircumcised, teaching their children not to be uncircumcised, not to be circumcised, sacrificing unto swine's flesh and other unclean beasts, making themselves abominable in all manners. Roughly paraphrasing. So this was part of their accounting in their acts in doing so. Remember, they shed blood of the children of Israel around about Jerusalem. So they are the ones that many of them that says race it, the main adversary being Esau, Edom. Destroy it. They hate us with a perfect hatred. They hate us with a perpetual hatred, so a continual, forever hatred. And it's not going to end. But all people can't seem to get that. But let's continue. It says this. Right? It says, let's continue. It says, they have said, I read it already. It says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. Now here is the main adversary in the forefront, because as the scripture says, they hate us with a perpetual hatred. The tabernacle of Edom, which we know to be the wicked today, especially according to the scriptures, the tabernacle of Edom and Ishmaelites and the Moabites and the Hagarenes and the Gebal and the Ammon and the Amalek and the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Ender. They became as dung for the earth. Here it says, make their nobles like Oreb. See here we're telling them to do to us. Make their nobles like Oreb. It says, and like Zeb. Yea, all their princes as Zebah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take, here's the point, let us take ourselves to the house of power. For what? In possession. One more time, let us take ourselves to the house of power in possession. In other words, NLT, for they said, let us seize for our own use these pasture lands of God. So this is why we have to understand scriptures. If you're not following after prophecy, how would you understand that the people in the land today are not the true people? Our adversary has taken that land from us, put us into captivity, and has scattered us among the four corners of the earth. But it's all the doing of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for our transgressions, which is mentioned in the curses in Deuteronomy. This is not hard. If you're following your history, you will get the mystery. This is why we always apply the standard, Isaiah 8 and 20, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, that's because there's no light in them. Right? And I'll take our next precept because, watchmen, this is direct. Who said, let us take ourselves to the house of power in possession? What that reminds me of is Ezekiel chapter 36 and verses 5, where the Idumeans possess the land. Let's read. It says, therefore thus saith Yahweh power, surely in the fire of my jealousy I have spoken against the residue of the heathen or against all Idumea. Who's Idumea? Edom, the wicked. Let me get that precept. I don't wanna have you all leading astray. For those who are new, let me get that precept. Malachi chapter 1 and verses 3 to 4. And it says what? I hated Esau and laid his mountains and heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. But thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, against whom Yahweh had indignation forever. Forever wrath, forever hatred, forever vengeance, forever angered. See that? See that? So going back into the scriptures, I read again. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, surely in the fire of my jealousy I have spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumeans, which appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. NLT. This is what the sovereign Lord says. My jealous anger burns against these nations, especially who? Esau or Edom, because they have shown utter contempt for me by gleefully taking my land for themselves as plunder, which took place literally when they sacked the temple. They had that had an opportunity to overtake the entire land with the heathen and the exile, of course. But like, come on, make it make sense. How could you profess to say that these people are the true people out in that land, but yet the scripture tells you in prophecy that it's going to be taken by particular people, which are Esau, Edom, the wicked we know today, the so-called white man, roughly paraphrasing, the so-called white man. Of course, we know many of his descendants, few I should say, may not be of the white hue because they are mixed with other nations, but the bulk of the Edomites are indeed white, so-called white men. We have to understand what scripture says. Even in Obadiah the prophecy. Let's read. Obadiah chapter 1 and verses 11. Let's get that precept immediately. In the day that thou, let me read from verses 10 to get the understanding. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Which means destroyed forever. Esau, Edom is going to be destroyed forever. Why? You see why? In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers cried away captive his forces, and here it says, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. See that? You see that? Now I wonder who is this. If we're reading about Esau, Edom, and Jacob, who could that be? Who could that be? Tell me, Christians. Who could that be? People only comment, but it's right there. It's right there. The reasons for Edom's punishment, it's right there. But you know what? Maybe let's see if they can irrigate. Let's continue. And this is the nature of Esau, Edom. This is the nature. Let me get Malachi. This is the nature of Esau, Edom. Let's read it. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And when the scripture tells you about the who is in control today, Esau, Edom, scripture says the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. We already established who is the wicked. So the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, and they are the power right now. Who is in control today? That is the question. Who is in control of the earth? Right now, it's Esau, Edom that controls the narrative. That could silence you with a simple bill or a law to enforce. So oppression is only one group, which is what? Esau, Edom. Surrounded by the other ones, which are the other nations that are assisting them. Well, even though they are of no value to Esau, Edom, because he only cares about himself. We know this. But it's Esau, Edom. Let's continue. They've covered fields and take them by violence, which is exactly what was their blessing. By thy sword thou shalt live. Let's continue. And the house and violence, let me read it again. They covered fields and take them by violence, and the houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. This is directly Esau. And here's the end result of it. Therefore, thus saith Jehovah, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil, which is their destruction. They can't stop it from taking place. They are going to be utterly destroyed forever, as we read in the previous verse. And it's not a two in it because they fail, because they refuse. They refuse to give it back. Let me get a precept. Let me go into first Ezra chapter 4 and verses 50. As scriptures made clear, it says what? Let's read verse 49, but the point is verse 50. It says, moreover, he wrote for all the Jews that went out of his realm up into Jewry, concerning their freedom, that no officer, no ruler, no lieutenant, no treasurer should forcibly enter into their doors. Here it says, and that all the countries which they held should be freed without tribute, and that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews which then they held. Which then they what? Held. Yea, that there should be yearly given 20 talents to the buildings of the temple until the time that it were built. Who held back the temples even though they were issued to give it? The Edomites. What did they do? They held back they held their country from them. They kept it. They didn't give it back. What makes you think they give it back? Read it. And that Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews, which then they held. This is why destruction is going to befall them. Because when they go into Ecclesiastes chapter 35 and verses 9. Let's get the point. Remember, at the end of the day, leave from verses 5. We'll jump down to verse 9. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and in the time of their iniquities, that the iniquity had an end. See that? Now that we understand this, let's go into it. Verses 9. Here he says, I will make thee a perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we shall possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. See that clear as day. NLT make it even clear. For you said, the lands of Israel and Judah, which will be ours, we will take possession of them. What do we care that the Lord is there? This is why your destruction is also going to come. Aside from any further atrocities that you have done, slavery, shedding blood innocently, witchcraft against us, all these manner of wickedness, poisoning, defiling our foods, polluting our airs, come on, corrupting the people to go against the very apple of Yahweh Shemoshi's eyes. Wait for you going to happen. Destruction must come your way. Polluting the minds of the Israelites to continue into that wicked custom as they remain in a blind state that you could prosper and they could stay at a lower state. Come on now, come on. You're wicked. Esau, Edom is wicked, as scripture says. And I'm not saying anything wrong. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. Which means you are going to be judged. You are going to be put to death. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. See that? This is the wickedness and the minds of Esau, Edom. Further be a bully, even after our calamities and our afflictions, further it. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Yeah, the eyes of Yahweh Shemar is 10,000 times better than his son. You expect to have a plan against his people and him not to know? At the end of the day, it's he who issued that plan. But it's for a reason. But anyways, let's continue. It says, thus saith Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. When the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee what? Desolate. Verse 15, main point of this whole thing. Proven again. If you're following prophecies, you would understand that not all people are going to be saved, especially Esau, Edom. And thou hast rejoiced at the inheritance of the house of Israel. It says, because it was desolate, so I will do unto thee, thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. See that? Directly, all of Idumea is going to be destroyed. All, which is the Edomites, all his generations, all his descendants, all the types of nations that we have today, whether it be hidden or whether it be in the forefront, in the open, all is going to be gone. All the people, all the bodies of these people, and these vessels that holds these people, even the spirit, that's game over for them. They're going to be consumed completely. They cannot be saved. So in other words, all cannot be saved. NLT, you rejoice at the desolation of Israel's territory. Now I will rejoice at yours. You will be wiped out, you people of Mount Seir, and all who live in Edom. Then you will know that I am Yahweh. You will be wiped out, which goes back into prophecy in Obadiah, goes into even Isaiah 63, Revelations 18, Revelations 19. We could keep calling. Deuteronomy, Exodus. Come on. Remember what Amalek did. Let's not forget that. So I hope this information was clear and edifying. We say Shalom Yasharala, Kal Halalyam Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rekakodash. We give double honors to the apostles and prophets and elders of GMS camp, better known as Great Millstone, for they bring forth the 100% truth that are being currently edified under. Shalom to the elect tabernacle of David. I am your brother Zariak, saying to you Shalom until the next one. So Shalom.